Hello everyone, welcome back. Now here we are in Azure portal. Okay, so in the previous video we have seen what is Azure Web App Service. So Azure Web App Service is a fully managed web application hosting platform. It helps you to develop and deploy your web application without worrying about the underlying infrastructure running your web application. Okay, so in this video we will be seeing how we can create a web application and deploy a very basic website, a default website. Okay, so let's see how we can create a web app service. So you can either go to Azure App Service from here, or you can go to App Service from here, or if it isn't present anywhere, so you can just search for it. So let me just show you how you can go to any service from this search here. So you can search for the required service. So we need to go to App Services. Click on it. Now currently we don't have any of the app services running, so we need to create a new app service. So click on create button here. A wizard will open. So as usual, you need to select your subscription and the resource group which will hold your web app resource. So my subscription is Azure Pass sponsorship, which will be used for billing purposes of all the resources present in this subscription, and then the resource group, logical container for your resources. So I will create a new resource group from here. I'll give it a name as web app RG. Okay, so I'll create a new resource group from here itself. Now I need to give the instance details. So first one is the name. So what will be the domain name for your website? So you can give any globally unique name. So it will be followed by .azurewebsites.net. You can have your custom domain also based on the plans you will select. Okay, so currently I'll give my website a globally unique name. So it will check like is it present globally or not. So if it isn't present globally, so it will give you a wrong or error warning. So you need to have a globally unique name. So you can give a name like this. Okay, so now my name is perfectly fine. My Azure website .azurewebsites.net. So this will be the URL of my web app. Now you can publish your application in two ways, either using the code or the Docker container. So I will choose code for now, and the runtime stack. So your code is written in which of the following languages? Either it is written in Node.js or PHP, Python, Java, Ruby. It supports a variety of languages here. .NET. So I will select the .NET Core 3.1 LTS. This one. So I will publish a default basic code which is written in .NET Core 3.1 language or framework. So now I need to choose the operating system. Means this application will be running in some machine. So what will be the operating system of that virtual machine? So I need to choose that. So I will select Linux because .NET Core 3.1 supports Linux. But there are some application framework which are particularly supporting only one operating system. Like let me tell you an example. Suppose if you are deploying your application as a code, so that code will be written in the some of the framework which are given here. So many of the available runtime stacks, means many of the available runtime stacks here are limited to one operating system or both. For example, Ruby. if your application is written in Ruby, so it will support only Linux operating system. And for Windows, I can give ASP.NET example. Suppose your application is written in ASP.NET, so it will support only Windows operating system. Okay, so you need to decide your operating system based on the framework in which you have written your application code. So after choosing a runtime stack, so after you will choose, so it will show whether your application is available for both or for one operating system only. Now if I choose Ruby as my operating system stack, so it will disable the Windows, means that Ruby is only available for Linux operating system. So Azure portal help me choose my operating system. Okay, now since .NET 3.1 is available for both, so I can decide whether I want Windows or Linux. So I will choose Linux. And let's see for ASP.NET. So suppose if your application is written in ASP.NET, so it will only support Windows only. So you don't have a choice here, but for .NET you get choice whether you will want to have a Linux based operating system machine or Windows. So I will choose Linux. Okay, so this is how operating system is dependent based on the application you have written your code in. So if you're, so how to choose, like if your target runtime stack, means if your .NET Core or any other runtime stack is available in both operating system, so select the one which you use to develop and test your application. So suppose you have written your application in .NET, now you need to choose which operating system you need. So select the operating system which you have develop your application in locally, means you use the Windows operating system to develop your .NET application, or either you use Linux operating system. So choose based on that which you use to develop or test your application locally. Now if your application is not present as a code, if it is packaged as a Docker container or Docker image, so you need to choose the operating system which your image is designed to run. So if your Docker image is designed to run in Windows operating system, so choose Windows operating system or Linux operating system. If your Docker container is designed to run in Linux virtual machine. Okay, so this is how you need to choose your operating system. So right now I will have a default web app running in Linux virtual machine. Now you need to select your region as well, means where you want your web application to be deployed. So I will choose Central India if it is possible. Yes, it is possible. So I can choose my region as Central India. Now next comes the app service plan. So this is very important setting which you need to have in place while deploying or creating your web application. So let's see what app service plan means. So it says app service plan pricing tier determines the location, features, cost and compute resources associated with your app. So what is app service plan? Let's see. So app service plan is a set of virtual server resources that run your application. So app service plan provides you with a set of virtual servers that run your web application. A plan's size, so your app service plan size, like you have to choose your SKU and size for your app service plan. So a plan size determines the performance characteristics of the virtual server that will be running your web application. Okay, so whatever plan you will choose, it will determine the performance of your virtual server that will be running your web application. So based on different plans, you have different features associated. So we will see in some minutes. So important point to note is that in a single app service plan, you can host multiple app service web applications. So you can create a single app service plan and you can host multiple web applications. Okay, so right now I don't have any app service plan, so I will have to create a new app service plan. Okay, in most cases the number of the apps you can run on a single plan will be limited by the performance characteristics of the apps and the resource limitations of the plan. So based on the app service plan, it will be decided like how many web application you can run in a single app service plan. So app service plan are also the unit of billing for app service, means how much you will be billed for using this app service. So that is decided based on your app service plan. So the size of each service plan in your subscription, so it includes the bandwidth resources which will be used by the application deployed in those plans. So app service plan determines the price that you will pay for running a web application. So the number of web application deployed to your app service plan has no effect on your bill. So you can deploy either 10 or 20 based on the app service plan size you have. So it doesn't affect how much cost you will generate. Your bill will be based on the size of your app service plan. So I hope you all understood what are app service plan. So app service plan provides us with a lots of features and the virtual server that will be running our web application. So let's see, let's create a new app service plan here. So the name of that will be ASP Web App RG80FB. Okay, now we need to choose the size of our app service plan. So click on change size and it will show a various size available. So based on your production scenario or testing or your isolated or other scenarios, you can choose what app service plan you need. So you can either go with dev test or production or isolated. Inside that there are also many available. So let's see. For dev test is recommended for less demanding workloads. Means if you are testing or developing your application, so you can choose this. So F1, which is a free SKU, it is not supported for Linux in the second region. Okay, so I need to change my region for that purpose, so that I could choose this one, because I need this service plan to be selected for now. Let me get back to central US only. Okay, so based on the region also it affects which resources, which plan you can choose. Okay, so not all regions provide the same resources and services. Now for the central US location, I can choose the F1 service plan. So F1 service plan provides me with the memory and the storage of 1 GB. So it will, this 1 GB disk storage will be shared by all the apps deployed in this particular service plan. So also it provides with some RAM which are available to run my applications. Okay. So these are with the very small sizes, means just recommended for development and testing purpose. So either you can choose B1 also. So B1 provides us with some more features. You can also have custom domains here, like if you don't want this particular website domain as my Azure website dot net, so you can have your custom domain also. Also you can implement SSL, means HTTPS, to make your website more secure, because right now this will be just HTTP only. So also you can manually scale the instances, means up to 3 instances. So it doesn't support auto scaling feature. You need to manually scale based on the demands, and you can only scale up to 3 instances only. So 3 VMs will be running your web application in case of a high demand. Then comes the production. So production is for production workloads. So it also provides us with large number of features. Like you can have 7 GB of RAM, 14 GB of RAM based on your scenario. Also it provides us with a lot of features. Here you will get the auto scaling features. Means Azure will automatically scale the number of virtual machines that will be running your application based on the demands. You don't have to manually scale, so it supports up to 20 instances. So based on, if you choose higher plan, you will get more features. So if I choose P1v3, so it will auto scale up to 30 instances, and here it will only auto scale up to 20 instances only. So also it will take backups up to 50 times daily. Okay, So it gets various features also like staging slots. So it is for testing the new version of the application without much downtime. Okay, I will explain this later. It's a little big concept. So just remember that you can alternatively choose to deploy your new version also for testing purpose. Now, if your new version becomes successful, you can swap that with the previous version of your application. So now your new version of your application will be live and running. Okay. So there will be very less downtime while you deploy the new version of your application. User won't face much downtime. It will be very quick. So isolated comes with the more features. Okay, you have a traffic manager and various other features also. Also storage gets up to 1 terabyte disk of storage. Isolated network runs within your own virtual network. The application will run in your own virtual network. So these are the various app service plan available. Let me choose this F1. Means also it is free only for 60 minutes per day compute. Okay, means if you will hit my website. Okay, so it will, whatever the compute machines will be running in the backend, so they will only run up to 60 minutes per day. So this comes under free. Okay, so means 60 minutes per day of compute will be free. Also it gives me only 1 GB of memory, so I will choose F1. Okay, so these were the various basic settings. Now next to deployments, we don't we don't need to change anything here. Also the enable is disabled. Means if you want your application to be deployed continuously like a CI/CD pipeline, so you can use GitHub Actions also. So it's like for automation, automating your application deployment using CI/CD. Whenever there will be a change in the GitHub or some repository, your application will be deployed using the CI/CD pipeline. Right now, we don't also want any monitoring of our web application. Monitoring helps us in the application performance management for developers and professionals. It will monitor my application. It will detect performance anomalies or powerful analytics. Also, will help you diagnose issues and to understand what users actually do with your application. So it's like it's an analytics and insight service. Okay, it will help you understand your application, means what your users actually do with your application, which web page they visit, which they don't. So you can either choose to enable or disable. So right now application insight is not supported with my subscription or the runtime stack. We don't need to have any tags here. So let's now just review and create our web application. Okay, and as usual you can also download the template for automation. Means if you want to create a new web app, you can create with just that JSON template. Okay, so let's create our first web app. It will take some time to deploy my web app. You just have to wait for some minutes. It will deploy your web application. Now let's come back once this is actually deployed. Okay, now in just a few 1 or 2 minutes, as you can see, my web application has been successfully deployed. I've got the notifications also as the deployment succeeded. Also it shows that your deployment is complete. Now let's go to our resource. Let's see what all has been deployed. So it has deployed my website and the app servers, set of servers which are part of my app service plan. Now let's go to resource. So two resources have been deployed, like my actual website and the set of web servers. You can choose to have monitoring here, like how much traffic you are getting, how much data is getting in, how much data is getting out, what is the response time, and how many requests you are generating. So you can monitor from this overview page here, and there are many other settings available. Okay, now you can see there is a URL has been generated. So URL says my Azure website dot Azure websites dot net. So we will see what web application has been deployed by putting a request to this URL. So let's see what other things and configurations are mentioned here. So it says my resource group is web app RG. So this my Azure website app service resource is part of this resource group. It is in the running state. Uh, the location of this web app resource is Central US. It is part of this subscription. Okay, and then the subscription ID. Also, it is this web app is a part of this service plan, which is the size of which is F1. Okay, now let's go to this URL and let's check our web application. As you can see, our default web application is already running. Hey .NET Core developers, we deployed a .NET application. So it is saying this, your app service is up and running. Okay, now you may be wondering how you can deploy your custom code, because this is the default web page which is deployed by Microsoft only. So there are various options or resources you can use to deploy your custom code. Okay, so it says like have your code ready, use deployment center to get code published from your client or set up continuous deployment. There are various softwares you can use, like you can use Visual Studio Code to deploy your custom application, or you can also set up a CI/CD pipeline, continuous integration and continuous delivery or continuous deployment pipeline, using Azure DevOps, or we have seen using GitHub Actions. So you can set up your CI/CD pipeline to deploy your custom web application. And there are various other ways also. In the next video, we will actually see one of the ways of how we can deploy our custom web application into this website. Okay, because this is just the default page which is running. So we will see how we can deploy our custom application code into this Azure Web App Service, because directly in the portal you are not getting the option to upload your code. All right, because so you can use the deployment center here to deploy your custom code. All right, so you can either use Azure DevOps pipeline or Visual Studio Code, because Visual Studio Code can also be integrated with the Microsoft Azure. So using the Visual Studio Code software, you can locally publish your code to this Azure website. Okay, so in the next video we will see one of the way how we can actually do this. And here some of the graphs are already available, means I have given the two requests. The response time is 18 seconds. How much data get in and how much data got out. Okay, so you can check all of the data from here. Now if I give another request, so the count should be 3 now, I suppose. So this is how you can actually monitor your web application. Give it some time, it will refresh. Okay, based on the logs which will be generated, so it will get updated. So I hope you got means how to deploy a simple web application using Microsoft Azure Web App Service. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.